Hey, what's up everybody? Gamer Guy 7 Aces here, and wow. Yesterday was quite the spoilery day, if you know what I mean. Alright, just gonna go ahead and say this. Do not watch this video if you do not want to be spoiled on Sonic Forces, because I'm gonna talk a lot of spoilers on Sonic Forces. Now I know some of you people might be like, wait, I thought you said you're not gonna talk about Sonic Forces again until the game is out. Well, apparently the game is already out. The game has been leaked extensively yesterday. Not to mention, I'm also going to get a copy of the game, a physical copy of the game early. Today's October 28th. I'm getting it in about 3 to 4 days. So I'm getting it November 1st. I'm not going to get into details on how I was able to cop the game early, but I'm also getting a Nintendo Switch next week too. So I'm going to be getting the Switch and Sonic Forces, and I'm going to play the game for a good week before the game actually comes out November 7th. Also, I just hit over 10 million views on my channel the other day, and I'm so blessed. I thank all of you guys for all the huge support. 10 million views isn't easy to accomplish. I remember just 4 years ago I hit 1 million views, and 10 million views later. You guys are the best. Thank you all for the support. And it's kind of funny because when I hit 1 million views 4 years ago, that was around the time I got a Nintendo Wii U. Now I'm hitting 10 million views, and it's around the time I'm getting a Nintendo Switch. So that's pretty coincidental. But anyway, this is definitely Nintendo's fault. I don't know what's going on with the Nintendo Switch, but lately games have been getting leaked on the Switch weeks early. And I seriously think Nintendo Switch needs to solve this problem in the future before third-party companies are not going to be releasing their games at the same time on Nintendo Switch. They're going to be like, whoa, we don't want our games to get leaked weeks in advance on your system. Therefore, it's going to be a delayed release. We're going to release it like a week or a month after it's released on other consoles. I definitely see third-party companies doing this because this is insane. This is a joke, you know? I mean, the Wii U never had leaks this bad. Odyssey got leaked a week in advance. Forces got leaked like 2 weeks in advance. It's crazy. Nintendo Switch really needs to get their shit together before it's going to cost them next year. Because this is only Sonic, so who cares? Matter of fact, I think this leakage or whatever is actually doing Sonic Forces a favor. And I'll get more into that later. But other third-party companies, they're not going to, like Bethesda, EA or whatever, they're not going to be too impressed or too pleased if their games get leaked on the Nintendo Switch. So, just want to say that to Nintendo, but whatever. And this is also exactly why I left the LPing community, the Let's Play, and I don't do Let's Plays anymore, because it started in 2015. Games started getting leaked days ahead, weeks ahead, which completely kills Let's Plays. It kills our views, especially that I'm not a big YouTuber like Clement or Johnny or Kobe, so my whole channel didn't begin years ago on LPs. I've done other things that have helped me grow this much. So I started noticing in 2015 when I did Lego Dimensions, and I barely cracked 300 views. So after that, 2016, I did my last Lego games, and I just left the LPing community after Lego Harry Potter last year. But that's besides the point. But because of what has happened, I will not be doing a Let's Play of Sonic Forces. I'm sorry. I know a lot of you are upset about it or disappointed, but I'm still going to do the game. I'm getting the game early. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do compilations of it, because I know a lot of people will definitely want to see compilations. And I'm going to upload everything the day before the game releases. And I'm also going to be working on a review for this game, because I definitely want to be one of the first ones reviewing this game. So I did a poll. I asked people, what do you want to see? Do you want me to do compilations and a review, or commentary and no review? More people voted for compilations and a review. So I will be doing it. But I'm sorry, I've seen this entire game, or I've seen 2/3 of this game now, so I'm not interested in Let's Playing it anymore. Plus, I'm also doing you guys a favor, people that are still very hyped about this game and Sonic Forces Defense Squad. I don't feel it's right to be doing commentary or playing this game if I'm going to sound so negative or harp on it. I want you guys to watch it with a good experience, and then my review, I will get to definitely critically analyze this game. I don't want to do it during commentary, because commentary, you might say some things that you didn't mean or whatever. But yeah, so that's how I'm going to handle the game. But alright, now let me talk about why this leak, I think the leak has been good for Sega. Because, oh my god, this leak, the leaking of Sonic Forces, and after seeing this whole game, it has just confirmed how bad, how shitty the marketing for this game has been. I blame Sega for how they marketed this game. They marketed this game extremely bad. And no, I'm not saying this game is outstanding. I still don't think this game is better than Generations or Colors. I think it's better than Lost World, though. It's right between Lost World and Colors, but the way it was marketed was so bad, especially the demo, which I still am going to go with what I say. I don't care if it's a tutorial level. There were several tutorial levels. Green Hill Zone in Generations was a tutorial level. That was good. Tropical Resort was a tutorial level. The level was also fun. Windmill Isle as well. So there's no excuse for this game. And but after seeing the game, seeing the tone, it makes me mad. Because, okay, for instance, now I'm heading into spoiler territory, so if you don't want to hear any spoilers, stop the video now. Okay, the first level we saw in Sonic Forces, Sunset Heights for Modern Sonic, we all thought that was the first level, or at least the second level, right? Wrong. That is the middle of the game. There are 30 stages in this game, 30 levels. That includes boss levels too. This is Sunset Heights is stage 15 in Sonic Forces, so that's halfway, which is good. I like that. I like that they didn't show at the beginning. Sunset Heights was a good level, right? It was an alright, decent level. But now we get Green Hill Zone for Classic Sonic, and that is the 10th level in the game. That is the 10th level. And I've seen other stages of Classic Sonic that were not as bad as Green Hill Zone. Green Hill Zone was by far still one of the worst stages for Classic Sonic. And it's like, okay. Like, I made a tweet about it because I was really confused. I'm like, Green Hill Zone, this stage isn't until nearly halfway into the game. And yet, Sega decided that this would be the first level we should see for Classic Sonic. I don't understand the mentality of the people in the marketing team. I wish I could slap every single employee at Sega for how poorly they marketed this game. They could have marketed this game a lot better. So at least if we watch the game, we won't have any preconceived notions of it. And the Avatar levels were alright, but Green Hill Zone shouldn't have been showed at all. Green Hill Zone was not the focus of this game. Green Hill Zone wasn't shown, other than the tutorial level, which was the first Green Hill Zone level in the game, which I think was quite lazy. Green Hill Zone for Avatar and Classic don't come until much later in the game. So there's a lot of levels they could have shown. So that's why I'm confused. I don't know how they marketed this game. They marketed Mania way better. They marketed Generations, even though people will argue that they spoiled Generations. At least they marketed that game well. Hell, they marketed Colors better. Lost World better. So yeah, I will get into the levels that I liked later, but I made a list of the things I want to talk about. So the next thing I want to talk about is the story spoilers. How was it? I thought the story was really good. Now, I'm not going to say it's the best story ever, but it's the most I've ever been invested in the Sonic story ever, even more than Unleashed. Sonic Unleashed just had a kick-ass intro, still the best intro in the Sonic game, but the rest of the story was pretty much by the numbers. It was a good story, but it wasn't anything that got me invested. But every single cutscene in Sonic Forces mostly was very engaging, and I liked it. And I also have to say, this is the best representation of Silver the Hedgehog ever in a Sonic game since his debut in Sonic 06. This completely shits on Sonic 06. Like, wow. I think, like, there are a couple standout characters in this game, and I have to say the standout characters, the characters that I like the most in Sonic Forces was Silver the Hedgehog, Knuckles, who else? And Amy wasn't too bad herself, but her character has been changed since Boom. Also in Lego Sonic Dimensions, she's no longer that annoying character anymore. There wasn't much Amy in this game, but what they did show is pretty much the Amy mixed up with like Lego Sonic Dimensions and Sonic Boom. But the standout characters were definitely Knuckles and Silver. Really, I like both of their characters, and I really like their little story in the Sonic Forces comic as well. So yeah, I like Knuckles too. He was very much a leader in this. He wasn't dumb like Sonic Boom. He wasn't gullible. And I like Silver too. Like, Silver was really much like the hero character in this game, and I was impressed with his character. I really liked it. And there are a lot of things in the story that I was correct on in my speculations and my Sonic theory. Now, all of you know that Sonic and Tails' Fate video that I made, and where I talked about Sonic's fate and everything. You know, all the early leaks that Larry revealed last year. He was right on everything. He was right on absolutely everything. So it completely follows that whole thing, and I knew I was right. So I said I was right in the previous video, but this time it's 100% confirmation after I've seen the whole, because I've seen all the cutscenes. And also, my Phantom Ruby theory, I said how the Chaos Emeralds would be useless in this game because the Phantom Ruby is stronger. There were no Chaos Emeralds in this game. Now, maybe that's bonus content. You know, when you beat the game in these more recent Sonic titles, you're able to play Supersonic. But in the main game, there is no Supersonic levels. And I don't know, I mean, there is no Supersonic boss. And I don't know why some people were upset about that. It's like, okay, Supersonic has never been playable in Unleashed, and a lot of you guys like Sonic Unleashed. Yes, it is tradition for Supersonic to be the final boss in the game, but it wasn't in this and it wasn't in Sonic Colors. I totally understood that because I knew Supersonic going against Phantom Ruby was not going to be likely. I was thinking that there would be another super form for Sonic, but there wasn't. It was just Sonic teaming up with Classic Sonic and the Avatar character. So yeah, so I was correct on that, and the no Chaos Emeralds. And also, the biggest reveal, Classic Sonic is the same Sonic from Generations. And I was so excited when I saw it, because a lot of people were doubting me, saying, nah, this is a Sonic from a different dimension. It's like, guys, Classic Sonic is from a different dimension now, because his timeline is different from modern Sonic. Any of you who have watched Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super would know Future Trunks. His timeline is different now because ever since he went back in time to save Goku from the heart disease, Goku has had a different timeline than him. It's like parallel universe. So we first see Classic Sonic when he's saving Tails from Chaos, and he just comes out of the purple, the purple portal that he went through in Sonic Mania and just bops Chaos on the head and defeats him. I have to say that was a pretty badass intro for Classic Sonic. And even when he comes in and Tails is like, wow, it plays the Mania theme for Classic Sonic, which I liked. And Tails says this, hey, you're that Sonic from another dimension. It's good to see you. So it's like Tails isn't even surprised or shocked or curious about Classic Sonic. He immediately recognizes Classic Sonic and says, you're that Sonic from a different dimension. Obviously, Tails remembers Sonic from Sonic Generations. And if you guys are still denying me, when modern Sonic reunites with the Resistance and Tails, and then he sees Classic Sonic, he's like, hey, it's been generations since I've last seen you. Like, that is like on the nose type of pun. So this confirms that Classic Sonic is the same Sonic from Generations, because nobody is surprised seeing him. They mostly have that long time no see type of look. And even Dr. Eggman, when he sees Classic Sonic again, he just says, not you again. So this is the same Classic Sonic, and I like it. There's continuity in these games. There have consistently been continuity in the Sonic games since Sonic Colors, to be honest. You know, there was Sonic Colors and then Generations. Lost World was just random. I don't understand Lost World, but Lost World is not really connected to anything. And then we get Forces. So the official Classic Sonic timeline now is Sonic 1, Sonic CD, Sonic 2, Sonic 3 Knuckles, Sonic Generations, Sonic Mania, and Sonic Forces. That is the second timeline for the dimensional Classic Sonic. So those are the three things that, you know, where I definitely got right in my theory. Of course, the whole Nocturnus and all that, I knew that wasn't going to be in the game, because after the whole Ken Panders debacle, you know, Sega has pretty much avoided that whole scenario. But I firmly believe if they still use the Nocturnus, that is exactly what they would do, because Patchy Kamek was also mentioned in the Sonic Forces comic, you know, in the whole Phantom Ruby plot. So I'm still kind of a little right on that. And the whole villains, it's been confirmed that the villains, you know, Zavok, Chaos, Metal Sonic, Shadow, they're not real, they're just illusions, because when Sonic is about to fight Shadow, just when you think you're going to have a Shadow boss, the real Shadow comes in, says Chaos Control, and just, you know, roundhouse kicks the fake Shadow. And Sonic is like, wait, there's two Shadows? And Shadow's like, no, this is a faker. So it's like, wow, brought me flashbacks of, you know, Sonic Adventure 2. And also, I gotta say, Kirk Thornton, or whoever's voicing Shadow, he's definitely improved with Shadow's voice since, you know, Generations. You got this, Sonic. So yeah, I really liked everybody's voice acting was spot on in this. I really liked them. This is Roger Craig Smith's best work. Better, I liked him more than Jason Griffith and Ryan Drummond, obviously, and I think this is his best work. He's a talented, very talented and professional voice actor, and it's just the direction that needs to be executed well in order for him to do a good job as playing Sonic. You know, and speaking of which, this is definitely the most somber Sonic game, the darkest and most somber Sonic game. Even the leaker was like, geez, this Sonic game is dark, man. And I was just laughing when he said that, because he said it several times that this game is the darkest Sonic game he's played since Shadow the Hedgehog. And it is. But, you know, there were some things that were kind of off, tonally speaking. I feel like Sega changed some things to lighten the story a little bit, more overly Sonic. Now, you guys remember the debut trailer when Sonic is shown looking all pissed with his fist clenched? Now, that is supposed to be after he's been rescued and he's returned to the city. And it's said in the game that after he's defeated by everyone, it says that he's been imprisoned for 6 months and tortured. Imprisoned and tortured for 6 months. Now, anybody who's been through that hell would be very rugged, very pissed when they get released, and will be worn down and kind of have PTSD. It kind of reminds me of The Dark Knight Rises, like I said before, how Bruce Wayne, when he came back with a vengeance, with a goal. He was motivated. But this Sonic, when he came back, he was just joking and cracking jokes and everything, and he was still the same Sonic. Granted, he wasn't cheesy and unbearable like before with the whole BBBE or Baldy McNose hair. But still, it was kind of weird. Like, I felt like they changed that. They did that on purpose so Sonic wouldn't be too serious. Because it's like everyone else in the game is serious except Sonic. Like, I can't think of any other character who cracks jokes. They might be in a comical situation, but modern Sonic is the only one who feels like he's in his own world. Like, he feels like Spider-Man. Why is cracking? But even Spider-Man knew when to be serious. But that's the only criticism I have of the characters in the story. Modern Sonic, and it's not Roger Craig Smith's fault. It's just the way they went about it. Like, he was still cracking jokes, you know, so it was kind of weird. And but they only said long time no see once, and I kind of felt like Modern Sonic said it in a kind of mocking way, so that was kind of funny. But yeah, so I think that's all I want to say on the story. I'm not going to go into chronology or, you know, about everything. I'm going to save that for when I post the videos and the review. But all I can say is it starts with, you know, Eggman making Phantom Ruby, and then starts with Sonic and Green Hill. Tails tells Sonic to go to the city to check out what's going on. Sonic goes there, gets jumped by everyone, is locked in prison. Then the second level is the spaceport level, you know, with the Avatar, and it follows the same formula: Green Hill first, Chemical Plant second. So this game definitely suffers from rehashing levels a lot, but it still gives a different vibe to it, so it doesn't feel like it's rehashing all the time. The only two new levels I seen was the city, of course, and that's what it's called, the city. Well, the city has different names. It's like, it can be called Sunset Heights, Park Avenue, or Ghosttown. And then Metropolis, which isn't the Metropolis you think it is. It isn't Metropolis from Sonic 2. It's like that white skyscraper city. Those are the only two new levels in the entire game. The rest are really, you know, recycled levels with just a different feel to them. Like, okay, let's talk about the levels. Now, for the modern, my favorite level was the Death Egg level. I think it's called Egg Fleet. It felt like a mixture between Final Rush and Sonic Adventure 2 and Starlight Carnival from Sonic Colors. And yeah, you know, there were a lot of 2D for the platforming, but there were actually some alternate pathways during the grinding area, so I actually liked it. Like I said, it's not anything up to Generations levels, but it was still really good. And in Classic, the best level I've seen in Classic Sonic so far was a Ghosttown, which is the city. And it felt like a Generations type of level. I really liked it. And Avatar, I still don't know which level I like from Avatar. I don't know. Aqua, I forgot what it's called. Aqua Road was kind of It was mainly just sliding through the levels. Aqua Road was completely 3D though. Like, the game was really inconsistent. Like, there were some levels that were completely 3D, some that weren't. And Aqua Road for the Avatar was completely 3D, so I don't understand that. But yeah. But I think the level's worst moments were the moments where it was literally ripped off from old levels. Like, Chemical Plant for Classic Sonic is nothing compared to Chemical Plant in Sonic Generations. Chemical Plant in Sonic Forces is kind of lame for Classic Sonic, as well as Green Hill. And you know, it's when Sonic Forces is being completely unoriginal, that's when it suffers the most, because you're going to compare it with Generations, and it just doesn't hold a candle to it. You know, I'm talking a lot. I don't want to make this video too long. But yeah, so that's what I think of the levels. You know, I'm not going to go into deep spoilers, but I am going to write all the names of the levels in the description, so you guys can read all of it, because this video is getting kind of long, and I don't want to make a very long video. But so far, I've only seen 2/3 of this game, because I stopped at level 20, because the leaker, he didn't get that far. Another leaker today has done the rest of the game, but I came in late, so I only saw the final boss and everything. And yeah, it ends on a kind of somber note, a dark note, but I mean, not a dark note. It ends on a somber, happy note, but of course they win. They defeat Infinite and Dr. Eggman, and it kind of resolves a little too quickly. Like, I still don't know what the hell happened to Infinite. And then in the end, you know, Tails has a little pep talk to the Resistance, saying how things aren't over yet. They have to rebuild now, reconstruct, and move on from now, because they've suffered a lot of losses. And then the Avatar basically is parts ways with the Resistance. The Avatar doesn't speak, it just grunts. And then the Avatar leaves, because obviously, you know, the Avatar is not going to be in the focal point in the next Sonic game. And then also Modern Sonic leaves too. So Modern Sonic kind of pulls a Goku, a Goku at the end of Dragon Ball Z, when he just leaves everyone and goes off to the sunset. He does the same in this game, and then he bids farewell to the Avatar. He says, "You and I are just alike, going on our own different ways, finding our own path." So then they leave, and then the game ends with the Avatar swinging away. So it's like, okay, that's good, that's nice. The story is nice, but you know, overall, I don't want to judge the game yet until I play it. But the game is just, eh. Some people say it's mediocre. I say it's goodish, which is kind of in the borderline mediocre. It's right there. It feels like a 6 to a 7 type of game. I will not give it an 8 out of 10. It's definitely around the 6s or the 7s. So yeah, but what do you guys think? I know you've seen some kind of spoilers, because people have been obnoxious and have been posting this, making it public on YouTube, and I'm against that. If you know who it is, please report them, because that's not right. I've seen these, you know, basically incognito or unlisted or whatever. I didn't even share anything. I did my best last night, trying not to spoil this game for anyone. I tweeted a lot yesterday, over 50 tweets, but I made sure I was as, you know, indirect and very, you know, non-spoilery as possible. But what do you guys think about this? Will you still be getting the game? Or are you still excited for it? I'm getting the game early, so I'm definitely going to play it and give my total opinions of it. But you know, I'm not going to say anything else about this. I'm going to wait until I make a review, because right now I'm just talking and rambling. But yeah, all I can say is that shame on Sega for how they marketed this game, because they really marketed badly. There were a lot of new things, good things that they could have shown in this game, instead of Green Hill all the time. So I don't know, but all right, guys, that's it for now. And yeah, also be sure to like this video, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Also follow me on Twitter, so you don't because that's where I, you know, tweet all my updates and stuff. And yeah, all right, guys, be sure to sub this channel, hit that bell button, and stick around to when I cover this game. But all right, until next time, swag out.